We just got back our gas and electricity bill for this month, and it was $810. Everyone in my area has been saying that their bill has been really expensive this month. The gas and electric company that basically owns the area has been posting like through the news to expect higher bills. Our bill was $810 this month. Last month it was $206. How can they possibly get away with this? I mean, like, everybody in the area is talking about protesting, shutting off their heat, but I have 3 kids. I have 2 nonverbal autistic children that we have to send to therapy for that costs us $10,000 a year. And now I'm like, can we even send them to therapy if we have to pay over $800 a month just to have heat and electric in our home? For reference, we live in a 1,250 square foot ranch brick home, so our home is not even that big. I just want to know how they can get away with this. They are price gouging the American people. There's no repercussions. Something has to change.
All right, so let's get this straight for the fucking record. Nobody can afford groceries. Nobody can afford a house. Nobody can find a job because of the orange man in the States. We can't afford gas. People are still being kidnapped and disappearing. Families ripped apart. And now we have a fucking plague on the brink of an outbreak.
Arkansans are struggling. And I say that as someone who is also a working Arkansan who is feeling the strain of this economy in a way that I haven't in almost a decade. When my husband and I were missionaries and we came home for our daughter's healthcare needs and we did not have jobs, we did not have anywhere to live. We felt like we were starting from scratch in life. And the strain that we feel right now can only be compared to then. But this is not about my story. I want to tell you what I'm seeing and hearing. There's a disconnect between what the people in the federal and state government are saying about the economy and about what people are experiencing in their lives and the reality, what you will hear if you talk to real people, your neighbors, about what they are going through. Grocery and gas prices are important for us to talk about, but they're just the most recent thing that has been piled on working people in Arkansas. The truth is, we already had and have for a long time had a system that doesn't support working people. We have one of the most regressive tax codes in the country where the wealthy don't pay their fair share. We give tax cuts to corporations that aren't even in Arkansas, and working people pay more than we should have to. We also have a quarter of our kids in Arkansas don't know where their next meal is coming from, and almost a quarter of Arkansans can't afford a medical bill that comes up, so they don't even go to doctor's appointments where they could be preventative and get the health care that they need. You'll have to forgive me when I get pretty angry about watching the governor talk about how great things are going in Arkansas because of the policies that she's passed and the lapdog legislature that does whatever she tells them to do. Because I know from talking to my neighbor that that is not true. So when they tell us that that's the case, it is gaslighting and it's playing politics with our lives, and Arkansas deserves better.
Arkansas families, they believe in Trump promises to lower grocery prices, gas prices, and cut energy bills in half. Instead, many families are making impossible choices to pay bills or putting food on the table. So let's have a look. Please like and hype the video and let me know your thoughts in the comments, alright? Let's get into it.
I'm here to say I told you so. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but it's so much fun, and so I'm going to do it anyways. We told you so. Prices aren't cheaper. Prices are more. Everything's more expensive, and you guys are going to blame Biden for that, and that's fine. But I was under the impression, and so were you as you were posting on Facebook, that everything was under the control of the president. He could lower gas prices, he could lower egg prices, and yet nothing is lower. None of those things. And actually, one thing he promised us in his 2024 campaign was to cut our electric bills in half. He said it was going to take about 12 to 18 months, but he did say that multiple times. And guess what I just found out? Electricity bills across the nation are up over 11%. So while you're having to pay more for your insurance premiums, you're also going to be having to pay more just to heat and cool your house. And some of those programs for low-income families to be able to heat and cool their house, they've gotten rid of. So nothing you said, nothing he said was going to happen has happened. The only thing that you may have gotten out of this presidency so far is the terrorizing of the Latino community, period. And if that's what you're finding hopeful about him, you need help.
I got a question, and I live in Arkansas, so forgive me for not knowing. But I see all these posts all the time of people paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for rent. Where the fuck do you work? My lady and I pay $1,150, and we know we're blessed to have that. But $3,000, $4,000? Where do you work? Harvard? Fucking NASA? Grok? Elon? Even if I made enough money on social media to pay $4,000 or $5,000 for rent, I wouldn't fucking do it. Maybe it's because I'm young, maybe I'm out of touch or not in the touch enough yet. How the fuck do y'all manage? I would love to know.
Arkansas utility rates are about to go way up, and it's to pay for infrastructure projects in Texas? What? Well, let me tell you how we got here, okay? The Southwestern Electric Power Company, we call it SWEPCO, is requesting a rate increase to collect $80 million for a $136 million project. That's the total cost of the project. So that represents an average 27% increase on most utility bills. That's the kicker. They're asking us in Arkansas to pay for 60% of this project. It's being built in Texas. Arkansas residents only make up 23% of their customer base. This is their service area. Do you really think Arkansans benefit from this the most? Why are we paying for 60%? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because our state lawmakers sold us out to lobbyists for SWEPCO and Entergy and utility companies like this. The legislative session earlier this year, Arkansas Republicans passed what they call the Generating Arkansas Jobs Act of 2025. It's a very cute title that has very little to do with actually bringing jobs to Arkansas. And the reason they're asking us to pay all this is because, unlike most states, Arkansas lets them get the money on the front end before they start construction. That was all part of this new bill, right? Well, in Texas and Louisiana, they can't increase their rates until that power plant becomes operational. That's how it used to be here in Arkansas, but not anymore. Now, even if they do this whole project and we pay in the $80 million, even if it never goes online, never produces anything, we're still on the hook for the money because we already paid it out and there ain't no getting it back. And that's not just conjecture. That's written into the law. And look, make no mistake, rate increases like this are not limited to Northwest Arkansas. Entergy's doing the exact same thing. They're asking for a rate increase to build a new natural gas power plant in Jefferson County near Pine Bluff. At least that one is being built in Arkansas, so the generating jobs piece might actually happen a little bit. There will be jobs related to infrastructure that come up with building a plant like that. What really irks me about this whole situation is that during session, they repeatedly assured us that Arkansas's residential customers would not end up paying these rate increases if the infrastructure upgrades were mainly to benefit commercial customers, right? Residential customers were supposed to be safe from that. And that's not what's happening here. But the reality is that these infrastructure upgrades are needed because there are so many data centers coming into Arkansas. And these data centers end up hiring very few people, and they take a massive toll on the local energy infrastructure, especially the water and electric utilities. And we'll be paying for it. This is in public comment period. It won't be decided till November. I would definitely recommend you call your state lawmaker and let them know what you think, because they do have some influence here. Now, I'm not saying it's going to change anything. I'll be real with you. These lobbyists for these utility companies are way too powerful and have way too much influence on these lawmakers. So I can't promise you that this is going to make them do anything, but they should have to face you. They should have to answer for it.
This could possibly be the largest money bill that you've ever dealt with.
That was Senator Jimmy Hickey speaking against SB 307, a bill that will increase utility rates in Arkansas by at least 20%. Now, the intent of this bill is to expand energy infrastructure in Arkansas. And the reason we need that expansion is because Entergy Arkansas, our main utility provider, entered into a legal agreement to shut down 2 coal power plants in Arkansas, one by 2028 and one by 2030. Now, they've talked a lot about what they're doing to increase capacity leading up to those closures. But what we found out in the legislature this week is that it's going to cost a lot more to make this happen. And of course, it's not coming out of the taxes we've already paid in. No, they're going to put it on us. We're going to pay for it, and we're going to pay for it even if projects aren't completed.
Are your electricity bills giving you sticker shock right now? You're not alone. Here are the 5 biggest reasons your bill's going up so much. Number 1, AI and data centers are absolutely devouring electricity. Every time you use ChatGPT or even stream Netflix, those data centers have to run, and they use a colossal amount of energy. This unprecedented demand is putting serious strain on the grid and driving up wholesale prices for everyone. Number 2, our electrical grid is ancient. We're still running on infrastructure from the 70s, and utilities are having to spend money to upgrade it. it. And guess who pays for that with higher rates? We do. They're basically making us fund the repairs they should have been doing for decades. Number 3, we're in a sort of transitional period where a lot of our old fossil fuel plants are aging out. But here's where it gets political. Trump just announced that the US will not approve any more solar or wind power projects. Wind and solar are literally the cheapest forms of electricity now, so blocking them means we are stuck with more expensive options. Fourth, natural gas prices are still high and could get higher soon. According to a new study by Yale University, those natural gas costs could go up by 9% because of Trump's tariffs. That's going to hit you in the wallet too. And reason number 5, Trump just killed all of the clean energy tax credits in his big, beautiful bill. These credits made renewable energy cheap to build, which kept your bills down. Without them, some states could see their energy bills go up by as much as $400 a year. It's like an extra $35 a month. So here's the thing. Some of this is just market forces and aging infrastructure, but some of it is very directly policy choices that prioritize expensive fossil fuels over cheaper clean energy. In that sense, this headline says it all. So now when your bill goes up, you'll know what exactly is driving that. So be sure to share this because everybody deserves to know where their money is going and why.
Arkansas continue electing the same leaders despite economic challenges because too often people vote based on identity, culture, or emotional attachment to a political movement. They vote because they hate the other side or out of fear or even anger. But after the election, the reality arrives. The electric bill doesn't check who you voted for. Your grocery prices, your landlord doesn't stop to ask who you voted for. The bills come anyway. And this is a reminder that elections have consequences and every vote is a choice about the direction of a state, of a community, and of a country, And the people should focus less on slogans and more on policies that are going to lower the cost, improve healthcare, create jobs, and strengthen your local community, And this is because politicians, they come and go, but the consequences of the policies that you chose will remain with you for a long time. If you are unhappy with the results you are experiencing, you have the right to demand answers because democracy works when the citizens can hold leaders accountable, Because if you fail to criticize your leader, they become too comfortable and they fail to deliver, Americans deserve leaders who make life more affordable and not more difficult. They deserve honesty about realistic solutions and accountability when the promises are not fulfilled. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.